Hello again, it's Mike, and welcome back to my train living room. We'll get more into that in just a second. But tonight, for Front End Friday, we have an ES44 Kansas City Southern along with an SD70 for you in your viewing pleasure, as well as a Union Pacific 4014 Excursion Big Boy. Look at that. Look at the detail on that guy. Look at the tender. Some good details. Coupled up with some the Jim Adams and Joe Jordan tender American flag car, and 6 other Excursion passenger cars. We got it slow rolling. And you're like, Mike, this does not look like your layout. Well, you're right. I thought we'd have some fun tonight and look at another section of the house and what I do for trains. So what we're looking at is my train coffee table. Yes, I am running a big boy excursion train inside of a coffee table. So let's take a look at and see a little bit more. So if you haven't gathered, I'm just a train, toy, all around toy, just nut. I have cars, I have, mountain bikes, I have N-scale trains, HO scale trains, G scale trains, and you've seen all my O stuff. Well, this idea was once I tore down all my N-scale layout, this idea came from my girlfriend. She found a old coffee table on Facebook Marketplace for $30, and she's like, Mike, why don't you put your N-scale trains inside a coffee table? That way you can still run them since you tore down all of your big N-scale layout to make O. So I'm like, great idea, hun. So away we went and we picked up this coffee table, which has a 1-inch foam top on it now, covering the wood that was there. There's 3 loops of track, Woodland Scenics risers. I have a little river carved out right there. Then up here is where the town, like Main Street, goes, overlooking the river. I have a siding over here for business, spot right here for a passenger station. This is all DCC. So there's my DCC controller, just a basic Digitrax, all I need for this setup. I'm not going to be walking around. Just turn on the trains and let them run. So this is enjoyable. I mean, we got the fireplace going right there. There's just some of my N-scale stuff that I have on display up here in the room. And I have this Kincaid lantern up here from Lionel. Picture of Kirkwood Station I haven't done a lot with. Then inside here, it's supposed to just a catch-all right now, but there's my gold Lionel Hudson and the caboose and some CDs. Then if we go, trains are doing all right, so we can walk away for a second. If we go over here, here we are in Branson, riding the Branson Scenic Railway Polar Express version last November. Then got a picture of the kids at the Museum of Transportation on the front of a switcher engine. So, long story short, the whole train theme sort of flows into this living room, not just my basement, and then also goes into my garage. So I have a basement train room, then I have this little train front sitting room, and who said you have to have a lot of space to be able to run a big boy? Not true. If you have basically 30 inches by 5 feet, you can pretty much run your big boy excursion in the comfort of your own living room. I know another good table is at IKEA. It's more of a square table than a rectangle, but I've seen people take the one from IKEA and turn that into a train table too. So I think it comes in gray and white and black, so you have a color choice. So I know it's not O gauge, but it doesn't always have to be O gauge to be fun. And you know, it's pretty unique to be able to run a locomotive this big. And look at the articulation. It's more realistic than O gauge, unless you have like, you know, 099 or some big radius turn. This one does really well on this layout with its articulation. So that's my update for tonight. I just got frustrated working on some O-gauge stuff and having difficulty with something, so I thought I'd take a break on this cold spring evening, come up, get in front of the fireplace here, and enjoy some train running. I haven't ran this in months. The Christmas layout was over this for about 3 months until I tore it back down. This was the base of my Christmas table. So hopefully you got a kick out of this. I know not everyone has a great appreciation for other scales than what they currently use or run, but I like it all. And I know there's a lot of N-scale fans out there these days, because they've done a lot with the quality and the precision of how the N-scale equipment runs, and it doesn't come off the tracks and derail all the time anymore. So have a good evening. We're up to 590 subscribers. Thank you, and I'll see you next time when we're ready to talk more trains. See ya.